All right, so I guess this is my hobby, right? Seattle Storm forward Katie Lou Samuelson expected to miss 2025 season with the ACL tear. Now she spent last season with the Indiana Fever, and she was drafted by the Chicago Sky. All right, and yeah, expected to miss all of this WNBA season. Torn anterior cruciate ligament, I guess is ACL, in her right knee. The team announced Saturday. Samuelson, age 27, suffered the injury during practice. And this is last last Thursday, I guess. The team said the Yukon graduate has dealt with other injuries in her basketball career, including a broken foot, ankle injury, and back injury. Samuelson signed a 1-year deal with the Storm in February, which marked her return to the franchise she played with during the 21 season. Oh, okay. So she played with the Storm in the 21 season, but last year she was on the Fever and she was drafted by the Chicago Sky. Okay. So she has averaged 5.9 points, 2.5 rebounds per game during her WNBA career. So not really a high point total, 5.9 points. That is interesting, 5.9 points for her career because let's see. Oh, okay. So this article is actually from May 3rd. So that would be Saturday. Okay, so she suffered the injury on May 1st. All right. So not last Thursday, but the Thursday prior. All right. Because I was about to say, if it was last Thursday, that would have been the 8th. And then the following day would have been 5-9. And she's averaged 5.9 points in her career. But, anyways, that's cool. And you see the article here. Have we been anticipating the WNBA season? And we have, speaking of the Indiana Fever, where she played last year, a lot of people waiting on the Caitlin Clark year. What type of year will Caitlin have? But you see the article date right there, May 3rd, 53 right there. All right. So this injury, they're saying Thursday, which would have been May 1st during practice. And this is everything that they give us with the article here. But watch this breakdown, okay? This is pretty amazing stuff. You see the red arrow here. Remember, this is all with the language, okay? Remember, this is all with the language here. Uh, and look at Katie Lou Samuelson, confident she'll bounce back from the season-ending ACL tear. Katie Lou Samuelson. That's interesting because Sue Bird also played for the Seattle Storm, former professional basketball player who played her entire career with the Storm. Sue, like Lou, you see that? And even Samuelson, you get the S like Sue, and you get SUE in there. Samu, like Sue. But obviously, Lou rhymes with Sue. And Bird was drafted first overall by the Storm in 2002. To Sue, Lou, you see that? Even Seattle Storm, SS, Samuelson S, Sue S. So you see how this works, right? But Sabu just died recently. Former hardcore pro wrestling legend, right? Sabu S. But Sue Sabu. Look, Lou Samuelson. Look at SAMU with the last name. Put a B where the M is, you get Sabu. So, I mean, it's not a coincidence. Not to mention all of the S's, right? It's, I'm telling you, man. I mean, how can it ever get old decoding a fake world? Even ACL tear in the language. Look, I show you these connections without using gematria, right? Just like that. Well, look, we look at this is what they're calling gematria, right? Letters converted into numbers, the alphabet, the language. I'm not the only decoder. This isn't my thing. I utilize it to help with my decodes, right? But look at this. Even ACL tear right in the title syncs up with Katie Lou Samuelson, 60. Look at that. Even just Katie Samuelson, 48. ACL tear's got 48. I'm assuming that's like the middle name Lou, right? But either way, the name is broken down here. Look at Lou's got 48 as well, like ACL tear. You'd like to see a lot of 44s? Check that out. It's a 44-day span. Oh, they give us the May 1st actual date in the article. I missed that. But you see that? May 1st from the practice injury, torn ACL, from that day to her upcoming birthday, June 13th, is a 44-day span from start to end. Seattle equals 44 in the language. She's got 44 date numerology on her next birthday, 6/13/25. The injury happened on the day leaving 244 days in the year. So you 44, 44, 44, 44 birthday connected as well with the injury date. Come on, right? Look at her birthday, 6/13. 6 plus 13 is 19. S is the 19th letter of the alphabet. Samuelson, Seattle Storm. Think about the NBA team back in the day, Seattle Supersonics. Not to mention Sue, Sabu. And I just dropped a Jason Tatum breakdown where Larry Bird made an appearance in that breakdown by the numbers. Even the Celtics got green like the Seattle Storm here. It's not a coincidence, okay? But look at how this code hits. She was even drafted number 4 overall by the Chicago Sky, y'all. 4 is like 44. Okay? You see that? 4 and Sky, Chicago Sky. Now she's on the Storm for the second time, I guess. Back in 21 as well. Storm and Sky. Ooh, Sky's got that S, huh? But a storm up in the sky. Ooh. Look at the 19 on the jersey for Chicago right there. I think that was the 2019 draft. I just told you S is the 19th letter. 6/13 birthday, 6 plus 13, 19. Come on, right? So I'm catching a lot of this on the fly. And remember S, the 19th letter, Seattle. Samuelson, Sabu, Sue. Wow. What do you think about that? I just caught that 19 right there. And, that's obviously referring to that draft year. Wow, right? Not to mention, I did mention that 4. Holy crap. Sue Bird is currently 44 years old. Look. She was drafted by the Storm. Won 4 championships and set the record for most career assists. Oh, it's magic. Retired in 2022. 2 plus 2 is 4. Wow, right? Wow, I mean, that's super undeniable. And it all starts with the language. And remember, these letters have numerical values. Even the middle name Lou. It's weird how sometimes they'll refer to a person by their full name with their middle name, right? Right? Almost like it's an extension off of the last name or something. But whatever the case, Lou equals 15. She got injured during practice on the first day of the 5th month, 1/5/15, and that day had a 15 date numerology. No matter how you look at 5/1/2025, 15, and you see 51 date numerology no matter how you run it, right? Now, when I ask Google, hey, WNBA season start, this pops up right here, the 16th day of the 5th month, 165. Katie Samuelson equals 165 in the language. Now, I just went over and asked Google before starting this recording, and it's saying their first game is the following day on the 17th against Phoenix. So I bet there's a Diana Taurasi connection here as well. Right? And you know, Diana Taurasi, her birthday is June 11th, 6/11. And she just retired for Phoenix in the Mercury. Wow. Diana Taurasi's birthday is 2 days before Katie Lou Samuelson. How about that? And I just caught that on the fly. Look at that. Right? Taurasi's birthday 2 days before Samuelson on the fly. That's amazing. I mean, what a character to be connected to. Look and think about Mercury, sky, storm. You see that? Mercury, sky, storm. You see that? And, you know, the NBA team in Phoenix, the Phoenix Suns, like sky. You know? Do you like the breakdown? You like the breakdown so far? So that's amazing. That's amazing. But yeah, that's when they're saying their opening game is opponent Phoenix, and it looks like away in Phoenix. And it says right here, oh, okay. Yeah, the 17th. But yeah, this is what it showed me right here when I put together the slides. It pulled up that 165 right there that connects with Katie Samuelson. And you see those games right there. Sparks and Valkyries. I still don't know how to pronounce that. Lynx and Wings. Dream and Mystics right there. Oh, and let me fill the background. Boop, just like that. Okay. And I asked Google, and Google said the season started on the 17th. So I don't know. But those games are popping up with the 16th. I mean, if somebody, AI, if you want to go fact check me, go ahead. But look at that 165 with that connection, and you see it for yourself right there. And I just thought that was interesting how it says there that the season starts 165. It might make sense that it starts the next day on Saturday. I don't know. Again, if somebody wants to check, they can. I couldn't really get a straight answer when I was asking Google. Other than this right here, it doesn't say preseason right there, does it? Maybe there's more games on the 17th and it's just those 3 on the 16th maybe. But anyways, if that's true, I would still start 165, right? But I thought this was a good point. 165, And then her upcoming birthday is the 164th day of the year. So you get 165, 164. Okay, so man, I guess we'll have to see till next year. Look how it says Swedish on her jersey. S. Seattle Storm SS. Samuelson S. Where's she out of? Is that just an advertisement? She's got 33 on her jersey. I know she's got 12 for USA, but she's got 33 on her jersey. I guess she'll be wearing when she does come back for Seattle. And look, then they play the wings. Think about wings up in the air like an animal. And then they play the Mercury again. That's interesting, right? Wings like flying in the sky. Where's she out of? Where was she? She was born in Huntington Beach, California. 6'3". She played college for UConn. Also the director of player development for the Vanderbilt Commodores women's basketball program. And they say this is her second time with Seattle. They say back in 2021 she was on Seattle as well. Well, let's put UConn Huskies in the calculator just on the fly here real quick. That Sue Bird connection was nice. Look at that. UConn Huskies 165. And look, you get 5-1. That was the date of the injury in practice, May 1st. And remember, it had 15 and 51 date numerology. Look at the 165 with UConn Huskies. And we just nailed that on the fly. You see that? Katie Samuelson 165, and it says that some of these games start on 16/5 right there, 16th day of the 5th month. You like how we do that on the fly right there? That hits nice on the fly, doesn't it? Very nice. Here's Sue Bird. Sue Bird's got the 10/16 birthday. So you get 1016. So you get the 1 and the 6. And remember Diana Taurasi's birthday, the 11th day of the 6th month, like 1/6. So yeah, these players are all connected for sure. Big time. And yeah, that's what you see how we do that with little that they give us. This is why we utilize the Gematrinator calculator as well, the date calculator. And I'm positive there's some Caitlin Clark connections as well. Oh, Caitlin Clark is CC33, right? CC33. See the third letter. So Caitlin Clark and Samuelson was a member of the Fever last season, right? So just to stack on a little bit here, I've documented this in the past, but look at Caitlin Clark has the 22 on the jersey, and she's born on the 22nd day of the year. And before this last birthday, she was age 22, and she was born in 2002. This character and Taylor Swift, I think, are the top two breakdowns that I've done in my decoding days. But yeah, I mean, that stuff's pretty undeniable. We'll see if our character here bounces back from this ACL tear for the Seattle Storm. And, obviously we're going to miss some things here. You get that 16th day with these games right here. So you get that 16 again right there. We'll see how the character bounces back. That's everything I entered into the calculator. Not a whole lot there, right? See, and don't forget Seattle equals 19. This character has the 6/13 birthday. Added up, you get 19. Drafted in 2019. God, that was a nice breakdown. Okay, undeniable stuff, y'all. Like I said when I started the video, I guess this is what I do. I try to do other things for hobbies. I'll take a lot of walks and I'll go outdoors. But it is semi-depressing living in a fake world. So I utilize, the computer to do these breakdowns. And they're not reaching people like they should. but it's still kind of a way to vent. Shout out to Richard West. Nice to see some of your videos, some of your shorts. Keep them coming. I know you're a busy man. I'm busier lately as well too. But like I said, I guess I'm addicted to doing this. So uh, I'll be battling and scrapping to get it in. Still, a gift and a curse, right? But storm forward, Katie Lou Samuelson, confident she'll bounce back from season-ending ACL tear. We'll see next season. And these are some amazing, undeniable connections here. All right, shout out to y'all. Looking forward to the WNBA season. Don't forget that 33 right there. Ooh, and Sue Bird with the Seattle Storm. Now retired Bird, like Larry Bird with the 33, huh? And again, Caitlin Clark, see the third letter, CC33. It's wild. Until next time.